Hola amigos, here we are in Spain, so go and grab yourself a cuppa and come and join me. Let's go. So here we are in Torrevieja, the Costa Blanca in Spain, and I'm going to give you some travel advice. This is much needed advice if you're travelling to Spain either now or in the future. I have been to Torrevieja several times now for holidays and absolutely love this region of Spain. You get your all year round sunshine, a laid back and relaxed atmosphere. The Spanish are much slower than the mad rush back in London, England. You have friendly people, a healthy lifestyle and beautiful sandy beaches, which is my absolute go-to. So the first thing I want to mention about here in Spain is if you are crossing the road, it's preferred that you do so on the pedestrian crossing because jaywalking is illegal in Spain, and failing to use a pedestrian crossing could land you with a fine of €100. The next thing I want to mention is the bad parking here in Spain. It's absolutely atrocious. People here tend to park anywhere they like. I noticed this whilst walking around the back streets of Torrevieja. They would park on street corners and up on the pavements and also double parking. These poor pedestrians who are pushing pushchairs or using mobility scooters are forced to go into the road and risk their lives. There are different coloured parking bays where you can park, which I'll explain. There are blue zones, which is paid parking. You'll find ticket machines nearby and just purchase your ticket and leave on your dashboard in your car. You'll find green zones, which are mainly reserved for residents with permits, although non-residents may be able to park here for a limited time depending on the area, as they differ, but it will be more expensive than parking in the blue zone. White zones indicate free parking, but just double check before parking in case there are signs to state otherwise. The Spanish are very skilled drivers, as when I was watching the lorries and buses trying to manoeuvre around the small back streets, barely missing the badly parked cars, it looked very tricky, I must admit. So if you're coming over here, I recommend using public transport. My other recommendation is to purchase an Avanza card, or Avanza tarjeta in Spanish, from Torrevieja bus station counter. Tarjeta means cards in English. There are two different tarjetas. One tarjeta ciudadana for residents over 65, and the other is a card tarjeta which you can buy for €2 at the Avanza kiosk or ticket counter in the bus station. You must immediately top it up with €20 again, obtainable from the driver or bus station. The fare with the card is 85 cents for town journeys, and you can pay for up to 5 people at one time. The airport bus from Torrevieja requires pre-purchase at the bus station before boarding the bus. The bus from the airport is where you can purchase your ticket from the driver, and they should accept your discount card. If you are travelling from Torrevieja to the airport, you need to buy a ticket from the counter at the bus station and then show it to the bus driver when boarding the bus. I would like to mention that the last bus from Torrevieja bus station to the airport is at 8 p.m. If your destination is La Mata, you can take line A, which goes from opposite Torrevieja bus station, and this stop is next to the parking entrance of Mercadona. Walking around Torrevieja allows you to fully immerse yourself in its natural beauty, culture and relaxed lifestyle. It's the perfect way to experience the town at your own pace. Another thing I want to mention is that most stores, including grocery stores, are closed on Sundays in Spain. On working days, most stores close at 10 p.m. I just also want to mention about the scooter situation here. They are literally everywhere. So many locals use scooters and they are forced to use scooters on the road, which is not safe at all, and they usually travel at a good speed to keep up with the traffic. If you would like to hire a scooter, you can through apps like Hopper, Hop, Link Scooters. Just one thing to remember, the maximum allowed speed is set at 25 km per hour. Electric scooters will be prohibited in certain areas, such as sidewalks, pedestrian zones, tunnels and interurban roads. So another thing I noticed whilst walking around was the amount of rubbish that was left on the road next to the bins, even although the bins wasn't full, and also random clothes laying around under parked cars. The big bins, including recycling, are emptied daily every morning, which are placed at regular intervals along the streets. Back in England, we have to wait 2 weeks to get our main waste collected, and also 2 weeks for recycling, which is unbelievable compared to here, and it annoys me with the amount of council tax we have to pay for this little service we get. Here in Spain, you will also find that they use a tractor to rake and clean the beaches every evening, and they maintain a very high standard of environmental quality and safety to all beaches. The seawater here is amazing, so lovely and clear. Back in the UK, it is mostly a brownish green colour and not very inviting at all. Whilst visiting Torrevieja, I noticed a group of people would meet up each morning for a session of yoga on the beach, which was an eye-opener to me. I really love seeing how the Spanish live and their healthy lifestyle compared to back home, where the weather is so cold and wet this time of year in February, and the little summers we get is nothing compared to this. Okay, so now for a different topic altogether. So here you will see a lot of dog's poo on the pavements. I don't know why people can't be bothered to clean up after their dog. My motto is, if you can't clean up, why have a dog? But I must admit the UK is not much different, as there is the same problem here with dog's poo all over the place. Fines in Spain range from €100 to €2,500, or in rare cases could be up to €3,000. I will also mention the Spanish do love their dogs. You see them everywhere, but if you're looking at buying a property in Spain, you should come and visit the area before looking to buy, as there are many barking dogs you will hear inside of the homes, and they will just bark all day long. I'm sure you definitely won't want to buy a property next to that racket. I know I wouldn't. Another big problem here I noticed is there are a lot of trip hazards, which include holes on pavements and uneven tiles and slabs. So for the elderly and partially sighted and blind, this can be disastrous. Here you will see the older Spanish generation enjoys socialising on the beachside and relaxing until late in the evening, unlike the UK, where we are all just sat indoors, watching TV or Netflix and scrolling on our phones. If you think about it, we have such an unhealthy lifestyle here in the UK. I have learnt a lot from the way the Spanish lifestyle is during my stay and love their culture and way of life. I hope you have learnt something from this video, and if you do, please like, comment and subscribe to my channel to see more videos like this. I look forward to seeing you all in the next one. Adios!